Yeah, last fight I get dropped. I got too emotional. I want to show myself to you, champ, all the time. But this game, I was focused on my game plan. Oh, to be more calculated fighter. And my coach is I was waiting for other guys. Your answer. What did they change approach? Weight class. I put 140 in UFC. I put 145. No, I want to fight my weight class, 125. I think we should give it a game. You did a great job of getting to the single, getting to the high cross, getting takedowns, just truly grounding him. But the one thing you did was stay in the half guard. Did you know that if you got the half guard on Mark Day, he wasn't going to be able to clear it? And you can dominate. He had almost 10 minutes, or maybe that 10 minutes of top position in this fight. Yeah, I tried a couple of times.
I don't use all my arsenal to do this. Volkov proves a new challenge, right? Is the reach, is a superb strike. I was just trying to show everything I can.
Nice work here from Volkov. Two goes down. Mystery on the mat. Volkov throwing the power on. Alexander Volkov.
If I will be at my best, if I do feeling what I was feeling about myself, I don't think anybody can beat me. I have my experience, I have my creativity, I have my explosiveness, and when that is all aligned and packed together, then I will cause problems for anyone.
I mean, what a great matchup between a couple of European sluggers that will tangle in the octagon here in Las Vegas tonight. How about the output from the Russian, Alexander Volkov, more than 5 strikes per minute. His strike differential near 2.5, highest in UFC history for Alistair Overeem. Meanwhile, on the striking accuracy, and of course in the heavyweight division, sometimes volume doesn't matter. It just takes one. 46 combined knockouts between these two. It's a lot of beef in the 25-foot octagon coming up later tonight as Alistair Overeem looks to make it 3 straight victories, put himself on the short list for a title shot. But the fearless Russian Alexander Volkov has his own plans for greatness. We're wall-to-wall tonight on ESPN+. Up next, Seungwoo Choi looks to keep the good times going. He has righted the ship and shown the flashes of brilliance that brought him to the UFC. Now the South Korea product is back in action tonight for the first time in more than a year against the always game Youssef Zalal, the Moroccan Devil, one of the fight game's bright prospects, and he stays busy in the featherweight division. He kicks off his 2021 campaign. Coming up next as we continue on ESPN+.
cut was very easy, and I expect it to be the same this time around.
DC, your guy Frankie also put the barrel sauna like you got in his backyard on that cut to 135. Certainly helps him out.
Absolutely, man. That thing being right in the backyard is very easy to deal with. Just go get a nice sweat. And Frankie Edgar's another one of those guys that continues to improve and get better and finds himself once again in a massive spot fight for his handing.
14 years this week when he made his UFC debut back in 2007 at UFC 67. Of course, he went on to win a lightweight title, has some of the most epic fights, and of course, he's got plenty of career numbers to back it up. Before he makes his way to the Hall of Fame, he wants to win a bantamweight title. We will see what he does later tonight against Corey Sandhagen. But from the respected veteran to two exciting prospects who will get going right now. Making the walk to the octagon for the 5th time in the last 12 months, Youssef Zalal has wasted no time making his mark in the UFC and wants to cap off his rookie year with a win over Seungwoo Choi. Originally scheduled to face off last October, featherweight prospects Seungwoo Choi and Youssef Zalal get to meet here in Las Vegas, and the incentive is there for both 145-pounders to get the job done tonight. Following a tough start to his UFC career, the 28-year-old Choi got the win he's been waiting for in his last appearance, as he delivered a dominant effort in defeating Seungwoo Mokhtarian. Now, he's ready for the next chapter, as he moves on to battle Zalal, who was one of the busiest fighters on the roster in 2020, winning 3 of 4 bouts as he made quite an impact on MMA's biggest stage. Coming up next, Seungwoo Sting Choi takes on Youssef, the Moroccan Devil, Zalal. Well, Youssef Zalal expected to be in Las Vegas tonight. He expected to be cornering his good friend, training partner, Devontae Smith, who will fight in a little bit here in Las Vegas, but they called him last week, and he says, yeah, I'm always ready to fight. I hate having a late week. So as he borrows walkout song here at the Apex, this guy is certainly a bright prospect to keep. He's got with the South Korean flag draped over his shoulders, Seungwoo Sting Choi makes his first appearance in more than a year. The last time we saw him was when he got his big UFC victory over Seungwoo Mokhtarian. People are high on this guy as a other featherweights from South Korea, the Zombie, Doo-Ho Choi. Seungwoo Choi wants to be the next in line, Dom, and tonight, if he can take out Youssef Zalal, he'll prove he belongs in that company.
2010 bronze medal in Muay Thai World Championship. So if you watch his fights, you do see he's got extremely good kicks, just like Zalal does. This is what's such a fun matchup, is they match up perfectly. Both of them use Taekwondo style kicks. Both of them use their hands with their kicks. Both of them are great timing. I want to see how he uses the Thai clinch in this matchup, because that's something that I see that is different than he does against Zalal. Let's see if he makes it work.
He's a big guy for the weight class. And also, when you think about Choi, you think we know that Youssef Zalal's tough, and you start to get enamored with the guy that's the favorite. But you cannot overlook the power to put you out with one shot.
Back inside the UFC Apex in Las Vegas as South Korea's Seungwoo Choi gets set for his 3rd UFC appearance, who last fought in Busan, South Korea, December of 2019. He got his UFC victory over Seungwoo Mokhtarian. He is a rangy striker, and so too is his opponent tonight, Youssef Zalal, the Moroccan Devil, who now calls Colorado home, trains with the respected team under Mark Montoya at Factory X Muay Thai. And this is a bright prospect who's making his 5th appearance inside of 12 months in last February at UFC 247. He's won 3 of 4 of his first 4 in the UFC. Tail of the tape looks like this. Seungwoo Choi, 4 years older at 28 years old. Both these guys, rangy strikers, 2 inches taller at 6 feet tall is the South Korean, and with that has a 2.5-inch reach advantage. Back inside for the introductions, here's Bruce Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 10 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Inglewood, Colorado, by way of Casablanca, Morocco, Youssef, the Moroccan Devil, Zalal. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 8 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 140 pounds. Fighting out of Gangneung, South Korea, Seungwoo Choi. And when the action begins.
All in the black at minus 240 as the favorite. 2-1 is the underdog, Choi in red. And Zalal expected to be here in Las Vegas, make the trip with his teammate Devontae Smith, who will fight in just a little bit here on the prelims. He's going to work the corner. Said, why not take the fight?
Absolutely, and this is how you make your name, right? We talked about this a lot. A lot of these guys making big impact during the year where a lot of last-minute replacement opportunities have shown up. You know, you talk about guys like Kevin Holland and Joaquin Buckley. All these guys did so well in a year where you had so many chances to make an impact, and Zalal was doing the same thing.
And for Zalal, not just coming here instead to corner to fight, he actually is replacing his teammate Colin Anglin, who won his contract to Dana White's Contender Series that we knew. So Seungwoo Choi has been on the radar of Youssef Zalal for some time. They were actually matched to fight previously. Never happened. We're 1 minute in so far.
Choi looks very comfortable on his feet right now, keeping Zalal backing up, not allowing him to go forward and lead the dance at all. Really trying to gauge and find his offense.
Stiff jab for Zalal as he circles around. Ooh, head kick up top from Choi.
I got you.
I mean, Zalal's having a conversation with his corner. You better pay attention. Talking in there, you got Choi in front of you trying to land those big shots. That's good, nice, tight box. Beautiful jab there by Zalal.
Stick and move out of Zalal, just back and forth. It's keeping Choi from being able to land the big shot. You can see Choi wants to land 1 or 2 big ones, and Zalal's moving back and forth, trying to get him to throw those heavy shots, making a miss right now so far.
Look at Zalal's eyes, man. He's reading everything, right? He's looking at the movement, looking at the shoulders as he's popping and going. He's not just moving recklessly. He's trying to figure out a path to get at Choi, but Choi's doing a good job of throwing some real heat right now.
He's gauging speed right now too, Zalal. He's making a miss just enough that he's gauging speed, and that jab right there is going to help him set up the rest of his shots once he starts finding timing on that like he is right now. There it is. Good defense, good hits.
Yeah, because he tried to cheat the takedown. That happened to Zalal because he tried to cheat. He tried to steal the takedown instead of putting the effort in to get the takedown with the correct technique. He got to the shot, had him beat in on the hips, tried to step across and drag him to the mat instead of running his feet, getting an angle, and getting through Choi. I mean, he had him 75% done, but he tried to cheat the finish. My old coach, Kevin Jackson, don't try to cheat the finish, DC.
Run through your shots. Run through your shots.
Get through the shot. What are you doing? It's never easy.
Stays in close quarters, though, does Zalal here. Under 2 minutes to go, round 1.
And Zalal being in Colorado, hey, Kevin Jackson's right there in Colorado Springs. Go learn how to finish those takedowns.
Later tonight, towering heavyweights will collide. Future Hall of Famer Alistair Overeem takes on Russian Colossus Alexander Volkov. Plus, you got Corey Sandhagen and Frankie Edgar locking up in a critical bantamweight scrap. The main card is next, right here on ESPN+. Still chasing this takedown is Zalal.
If you watch Choi's fights, the success that people have been in the grappling against him, but Zalal is one of those guys that usually tries to stay on the outside and fight a lot. So he's changing up his style a bit, trying to make some adjustments.
Great job by Choi lifting him off of his legs. Zalal almost had the hands locked. Now, for as the technical skills was lacking on that double leg, Zalal's doing a good job on controlling the clinch, right? He's lifting his underhook. He's got that knee right through the middle, and he's driving shoulder pressure up and through Choi.
Couple of shoulder strikes there from Seungwoo Choi, but time doesn't see enough action, so he breaks him up. And now Choi getting busy.
Yep, it's because Zalal was doing a great job in the clinch. They were.
Oh, Choi backing him up, and now it's Choi after connecting. Big swing with the elbow, and a smile coming back from Youssef.
Because that jab works so effectively, Dom, early, watch when he pops his shoulders, Choi has to react.
Oh, combination from Choi on the counter. Front kick to the body, backs him up in the clinch once again. Final seconds of round one.
Choi throws some heat every single time he goes.
Takedown on the horn. Round two coming up.
Easy. Sing Choi. Fingers.
Deep breath for me. A little bit of ice behind your neck here. Water's in your hand. I'm gonna put it on your head first, okay? A little water in your hand here. Okay, listen. Listen, when you throw, he's looking to counter hard, okay? Yeah, so on your initial there, you got to draw it out of him, and then you got to look to crack back off that. You can also work your timing there, okay?
Okay.
On the cage, don't forget your lower half lacing, so then you can blend.
My hands are slipping a little bit.
Okay, listen to these guys behind you.
Every time you get to the cage, every time, elbow in the off. He's coming, he's way before, you be first with it.
Okay.
Hey, you're seeing everything that he's throwing, okay? Back body, don't forget your spear 7 when you do it, okay?
Next Saturday live from right here at the Apex, it's UFC Championship headliner pits teammates Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman vying for welterweight gold. UFC 258 is available for purchase only on ESPN+. Second of 3 possible rounds between these two featherweight strikers. A little bit of clinch work through that first 5 minutes. Each having some moments on the feet as well.
They did, man, but that takedown by Choi at the end of that, those counters. They're very aware of the counters, but Choi's fast and throws very hard every time he comes within range. And he does a great job of controlling the center of the octagon. Zalal never gets to lead. He never gets to dictate how they're going to engage, how they're going to fight. He's always on his heels.
He tries to jump and wrap the neck there. Uses it to reverse position, and now Zalal on the outside of the clinch here.
Very smart as Zalal here, trying to switch to a single leg, but he's got to get through the arm. He's got to beat this underhook of Choi. Now he's starting to get it down lower a little bit.
We saw some of the Twitter scorecards and now the live odds switch in favorite after many think Choi got it done in the first round. Choi the minus 150 live odds favorite.
Now as Zalal has this single leg, he needs to try to step over with his left leg. Step around, get an angle, or go to a high crotch here. Run the pipe, try to sit Choi down to his butt. For a guy that normally wants to stay at range, Zalal was really working hard to try to get a takedown here.
Pressure of Choi is really causing Zalal to stay in these wrestling situations because giving Zalal any time or movement on the outside. He's just pressure, 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 and he'll throw big strikes to get Zalal to the fence. You see Zalal's okay with these grappling exchanges.
It limits the fighter gets the fence clinch, trying to get takedowns, there isn't as much risk. But now he's got his hands locked behind the butt. Now he's still got to get to an angle. It's not going to be him. See, you can't just try to lift him straight up. You still got to try to create an angle, even though you got your hands locked.
You good? You good?
It's a lot easier to take. You're coming together and training guys their size, and that's what's making this game elevate so fast.
I mean, it's just from year to year, too, Cruz. It's from year to year, guys are getting better.
Taoni, not enough action. Back up, returns him to center. For Youssef Zalal, I mean, he is known as the striker, but in 10 victories, 5 have come by submission. The post knockouts, nice combination there from Choi.
Choi's waking up. He's touching the He's not throwing one at a time. In the first round, he was throwing one at a time, and now you're seeing Choi piece together 2-3 punch combinations with kicks.
When he right hand, that left hook always follows Tuesday.
Choi, and he continues to control that center.
What's really helping Zalal is you see how he's always moving. That stops looking for. He's just moving side to side, feinting. But right there, you see Choi run, sticks Zalal to the fence. This is where he wants to get Zalal to sit still for a second so he can do some damage.
Clinch under 90 seconds to go in round 2. Let's listen into the corner of Youssef Zalal, Mark Montoya.
Change positions, baby. Come on. You need to go right hand under his chin.
Don't grab it. Don't grab
And
it.
attack. Get your guard back.
Don't grab it.
Nice. Now get center now.
Brief takedown there for Choi, but now back.
Takedown after he got it at the end of round 1.
Yes, they.
When Zalal comes in the range, boy, Choi lets that right hand time.
Final 10 seconds of round 2. Zalal to his back. On kick. One more heavy exchange before the third round.
Last round. Hey.
That's it. Okay, sit back for me.
잘하고 있어.
You're doing a great job.
그리고 마지막에 케이지에 너무 몰려 있으면 안 된다.
Don't be
몰아주고 막
onto the cage.
그냥 마지막
Round, you got to focus.
가자.
Let's go.
Seungwoo. Last round. Okay?
Round 3 is brought to you by of UFC.
Last round, guys. Here we go.
Chris Taoni letting us know. Final 2 featherweights. Choi getting busy, right to work, right in the center.
It's been the jab and the movement of Zalal versus the power and the combinations of Choi so far, to be honest. And that was a nice attempt at a wizard throw from Zalal, but it's not enough. Choi is very strong. He's coming with the pressure, keeping Zalal on his heels, and it's keeping Zalal from being able to use any of his tools other than his jab so far.
And, you know, you talk about, like, level of competition. Choi might have lost his first 2 UFC appearances. It's Evloev and Gavin Tucker. So he's fighting high level right as he got to the octagon. So now he's finding his footing. And as the level of competition has gone down a little bit, he looks as he's looked tonight and in his last fight.
I really look at it more as the level not necessarily going down, but more matchups and styles of fights. I know you're not saying anything wrong.
I'm not disrespecting the kid. I'm saying, but, you know, the Evloev is an undefeated fighter, right? He's a guy. Now he's fighting Zalal, who's very tough, very talented, on a little shorter notice. Not, you know, it's just a different type of fight, like you said.
Styles make fights.
And I'm not trying to insult the kid by no means.
No, I know that. Everybody knows that.
But I mean,
there's nothing to defend here. We're good.
No, but then you
love all
look
these
at
guys.
kids, you know, you look at some of these guys, man, they have that thing. And some of these guys that he's fought has that. Now he's looking at a guy that doesn't seem to have the style for him right now.
Right now, I'd like to see Zalal get on the outside and piece together. He has landed that jab. Nice takedown.
There it is, what he's been looking for the whole fight.
Oh, guillotine.
Very nice.
Oh,
He's got that.
Choi's in trouble.
That
Oh, my
was
goodness.
sunk in pretty deep.
Oh,
He
Choi keeps
loses it.
rolling. Oh, he's going to triangle here. And he's got him 1 in, 1 out, too, Dom. Oh, my goodness.
Looks like Choi has one of his hands in there, so he'll
Yep,
squeeze
he got
through
the
into
other one back
guard.
inside now. Now he's fine. Wow. Oh, that looked like it could have been close.
And that was a good attempt by Zalal.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
he's,
sure.
he's probably down two rounds to Choi right now, so to go for that guillotine was a smart decision. He missed it. Good job by Choi to stay sharp on his defense.
Well, perhaps this is where he wanted the fight to be all along, so he could chase some submissions.
Yeah, for sure. And Choi has shown that he doesn't want to be here. He feels comfortable on the feet. And that's why you see right now, this is the longest engagement that they've had on the ground. But if Youssef is all, this is your opportunity. This is your chance. Keep them in close and start chasing those submissions.
I think Zalal knows he's pretty much got to get a finish this round if he's gonna get something done in this fight.
Closes the guard from bottom position to Zalal. Choi trying to stay right on him, not give him any space to throw up the legs.
Choi wants to get up. Now he'll get up and back away. You know, he doesn't really want to be here. He doesn't need to, right? He's won the strike.
Return to the feet, under 2 minutes to go now. Mark Montoya in the corner of Zalal, trying to will his fighter back into this one. Get him urgent.
As you spoke about, Dom, he wants to fight outside, right? So now he's got to fight his instinct. He's got to fight his instinct to fight on the outside, skirt along the side of the octagon, and pick you apart because he's kind of got to go for it now.
Good timing on that shot.
Beautiful timing. Got to the high crotch.
Just got to get that finish in there. Got to turn those hips and drive.
That was a much better shot there by Zalal. A much better finish by Zalal.
Choi back to his feet. Still dealing with this takedown attempt from Zalal now. He's run out of time, but he does get another takedown.
Choi just refusing to give up.
Refusing to accept bottom position.
Yep.
And it's making it very tough for Zalal to control him at all.
Zalal with the back. The question now, how much gas does he have in the tank in the final minute of this fight?
He didn't lack cardio in this fight. He just, some of the decision making in this matchup were tough for him. I mean, he used mostly his jab, and when he landed it, could have followed up that jab a little bit and just didn't quite get it off.
Choi choosing to grapple here and stay in the clinch, apply pressure along the as we hit the final 10 seconds. One more guillotine attempt for Zalal, who's trying to squeeze as much as he can. But we'll hear the horn, and these two featherweights go the distance. 3 rounds between Seungwoo Choi and Youssef Zalal. The official decision is coming up next. Super Bowl 55 between Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers is on ESPN Deportes in Spanish, CBS in English. It goes down tomorrow, of course, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. You can always watch it live on the ESPN app from anywhere. All right, the official decision is in, and for that, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Seungwoo Sting Choi.
Unanimous across the board. A couple of judges gave Youssef Zalal one of those rounds, but nonetheless, second straight victory in the octagon for South Korea's Seungwoo Choi. Dom, I mean, this guy's got a game to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he is evolving. I mean, you saw in his first couple matches that he got taken down and a little bit out-grappled. In this match, he switched it around, out-grappled a little bit, got some takedowns of his own, mixed in the striking, added combinations. Great job, great adjustments by both gentlemen.
Powerful guy, 6 feet tall for the weight class at 145 pounds out of South Korea, which has obviously produced featherweight contenders like the Korean Zombie and Doo-Ho Choi, and Seungwoo Choi puts himself
in the UFC's featherweight division.
Well, let's take a look at how it broke down over those 15 minutes. Significant strikes heavily in the favor of the South Korean. They each landed a couple of takedowns, and of course, Youssef Zalal chasing that submission in the third round, which he was close with. But for the most part, Seungwoo Choi was able to keep the feet and keep